Hello, I'm Justin Farley.
I'm Giovana and Giscomè, and we're here to talk about sex and disability. Me and Justin have been friends for about, 2 years?
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take. And we are both sexual beings and we're both in wheelchairs.
Yep.
What was the first time that you had sex?
The first time I had sex was when I was 24 with a circuit partner. I did a therapy where I was given a circuit partner and a sex therapist. And basically, she was the first person I have ever had sex with. And my first time was actually really good. It was kind of funny because the first time I had sex, actually, we were in the doggy style position, and I couldn't keep my balance because I didn't know where to hold on to, and I almost fell while I was fucking her. So that was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
How about you?
My first time having sex was when I was about, I think around, it was on my 22nd birthday. I just got a long distance relationship with somebody I was dating for 3 years. And I met somebody. It was funny because I was originally interested in his best friend, but his best friend had a girlfriend at the time. And so his friend was like really interested in me. He was funny, he played basketball, so we started dating. And we were dating for a couple months, and he asked me if I was a virgin. And of course, I said yes. And it was weird because I feel like when guys find out that you're a virgin in a wheelchair, they get like fascinated on it. Like they really want to be your first time. And so my ex-boyfriend would be like, "Oh, give it to me. Give me your virginity. I'll make it the best you ever had. It'll be romance. It will be fireworks, everything." So I was like, okay, trying to like wait for the perfect moment to have sex. So on my birthday, on my 22nd birthday, we went to a birthday party and we came back and we were 20 drunk. He's like, okay, let's do it. So I thought, okay, he's gonna put some music on. It's gonna be like candles, and it was a really awkward 10 minutes. And afterwards, I was like, yeah, this kind of sucks. And then it was horrible. But it taught me that. So yeah, so the first time I had sex with my ex-boyfriend, it was just like a learning experience because I honestly it was uncomfortable because I didn't feel pleasure from it, so I automatically thought that my vagina was broken, and I was like depressed because I had no like other friends with like disabilities at the time, so I had nobody to talk to like, hey, did this work for you? Did this work for you? So I had to learn like experiment to try and error. So I like hooked up with some other people, and I learned that it wasn't me, it was more the guy who I was having sex with, because he just skipped the foreplay and got right into it. And like I learned that I need a little bit more foreplay. I need to be like into the guy. I can't be drunk, so it was just like the first time I had sex was horrible, and then after I experimented with a couple other people, it got better. So it was just like
good.
A big learning experience.
Yeah.
Which was fun, but it was stressful because I honestly thought I had something wrong with me, and I was like nervous to go to the doctors. Was nervous to even talk to my friends about it, but I just started experimenting on my body and learned that different people with different positions and different props work.
Yeah, experimenting is key. I have definitely found out experimenting with the right person is key, and it's the most fun with the right person. So
the right person. You felt like how do you get into the surrogate, like, cause I never heard of like how you find a person to have the surrogate sex with.
well, the program I did, sex is not a requirement. Sex is just a possibility of the program. So what the program was, like, I was paired with a therapist and a circuit partner, and the circuit partner acted basically like my first girlfriend, and the sex therapist was basically so she could talk me through all these new experiences I was facing, but we were progressing really fast, and sex was just the next step. So we both consensually had sex, and yeah, so it was definitely an interesting experience because she definitely was very patient with me, so that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And she knew experimentation was the best, so she didn't hold her laughter in while we were having sex. We both laughed, and it was a great time, and it wasn't any pressure.
See, I think a lot of people put pressure on like the first time trying to like make it perfect. I think once you like let down your barriers and like experiment and have fun, then that's when the real magic can happen.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. When you were growing up with a disability, like, do you have like sexual ed in like school or?
We did, but it wasn't good. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't remember I don't remember giving the instructions to put on a condom. And my dad had a sex ed talk with my sister and brother, but not me. So I was always on the outskirts of it.
Why do you think he didn't have the conversation with you?
Because I think I would never had a girlfriend. I never was around girls, so he didn't think it was it never came up. So I don't think it was directly related to my disability. I think it was directly related to just the situation we were in.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you have sex ed when you were
in school? I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like our sex ed was horrible back in the 90s and 2000s. Like, I remember like when we had sex ed, they had to like roll a big TV out and they put on a movie, and we had like assembly, and that was like it. That was our like introduction to like sexuality and stuff. So it was more of like learning, like talking to my friends. What was awkward because at that age, like I think that was like the middle school age, and me myself, I I didn't have a sexuality at that age, which was kind of weird because my other friends did. So my other friends were having sex at the time. I wasn't. And so they'll talk about hooking up with boys and kissing boys. I haven't kissed a boy until I was 16, 17. So I feel like I was a little more late boomer. And I grew up with a dad, so I grew up in like a single mother household. And so I think my mom tried her best to like keep me like protected and like sheltered. So she didn't want me to like know about the dangers of the world, you know, being a woman of color in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So she would like tell me stuff, but she would give me like a real like vague explanation of like how sex is supposed to like happen, and you know, I just wish that we had more like maybe peer support, or maybe I don't know. I just wish we had more of a better understanding of sexuality when we were growing up, instead of being like a big question mark.
Yeah, definitely. I think sadly sex is a taboo subject, and I think disability is a taboo subject, making it a more like a double taboo.
Yeah, double taboo. I have friends who, because when I went through public school, I was the only girl. I was the only disabled girl in mainstream classes, and a lot of my other friends were the same way. So when my friends talk about sexuality, and they said that when the teacher decided how to talk about sexual ed, they took them out of the classroom and like isolate them from their classmates because they thought they weren't like ready to hear about sex because people in wheelchairs want to have sex. So just
stupid.
yeah, this really stupid stuff. So I just wish that it was more normalized to have like conversations about sexuality and disability. So maybe I feel like I'll be more confident going through those first stages
Yeah.
of exploring my sexuality. And I had to learn mostly do trial and error, which I have no regrets about. But I feel like it took me a lot longer to like know what I like and don't like, because I had to learn everything on my own.
Yeah. Here's a question. Why do you think you didn't have any, like you said you didn't figure out your sexuality till you're 16 or 17? Why do you think that is?
When I was growing up, I had a lot of different surgeries. My freshman year of high school, I had back surgery, and sophomore year of high school, I had leg surgery. And so when I was growing up, I was mostly in and out of the hospital during the summers of my of school, and so I was like, before I had the surgery, I feel like I was fine. I have cerebral palsy, so people with cerebral palsy are like prone to like scoliosis, which is like the curving in the spine. So when they told me that I had that back surgery, I didn't know how big of a surgery it will be. So after the surgery, I was put on bed rest for about 2 months. Then I had to jump into high school, and then sophomore year of high school, I had to go back to the hospital to have my leg surgery. And so I just had so many things on my mind at that time. I don't think that I ever had the luxury of like being able to like relax enough to think about sexuality, because I was thinking about so many other things, like how to be doing girl with disability in classes, how to be cute and feel cute, but being in a big awful hospital wheelchair on the first day of school, stuff like that. So it was a challenge.
Yeah, I understand
It was
that.
definitely a challenge. So a couple years ago, I started he into online dating, OK Cupid, and Tinder, and I remember going on these online dating sites and wondering if I should put my wheelchair and my profile picture, or should not have my wheelchair and profile picture. And so I decided to do like a social experiment and have have my full body wheelchair on my profile, like talk about my disability and see where that could lead to. And I met my ex-boyfriend at the time, Elijah, and he was queer. He was the first queer person I ever been with. He was trans. And so, which was interesting because I just never like thought that would happen, to like be in a relationship with a trans person. But it felt so, like the first time we met, we had instant connection. And so I feel like he understood me because his best friend had a girlfriend with CP. She had the same disability I do. So he kind of like had that awareness or being around people with disabilities already. And so I was instantly like drawn to him. And then when we started dating, he was so sweet, because I was really like telling him to like wait for everything, like wait for the first kiss, wait for the first time we have sex. And he totally understand, because I didn't know what I wanted at the time. I didn't know if I wanted to be in a serious relationship, or because we were both polyamorous at the time. So I didn't know if I wanted to be with him or if I wanted to be with somebody else. And so the first time that we had sex, he actually like blindfolded me. And so I feel like that was real sweet, and blindfolding me and me like making sure that I felt comfortable and making sure that my body relaxed. And so when we had sex that time, I actually felt like that was a time that I truly lost my virginity, because it sounds corny, I know, but he was actually the first guy that I had like emotional connection with, that I had sex with. And so it made the sex much more like passionate and powerful, versus my first time having it with this guy on my 22nd birthday after a party, drunk. 10 minutes later, that's it, you know. So I feel like with my ex-boyfriend Elijah, even though he was queer and trans, he took the time to like make me feel more special and take the time to pay attention to my body. And after that, that's when I started really into exploring my sexuality and kink side. And yeah.
That's cool.
I used to watch like late night like HBO like specials and like you know, like the soft porn kind of stuff as a kid, and like being excited but not knowing like how, like my problem was I didn't know how to like properly touch myself, because I didn't know nobody who'd show me anything, like how to touch myself, how to give myself self pleasure. Like I didn't know like talks with that with anybody. And I remember I touched myself a couple times, but I didn't necessarily like it, because I felt like being a woman with a disability, I feel like I'm constantly like trying to be this super like macho woman all day. Like I'm trying to be strong all day, because I don't want people to portray me as like this weak kind of being. So I feel like in the like bedroom, I'm the one who wants to be dominated. I'm the one who wants to be touched and like satisfied. I don't want to like satisfy myself, because I'm doing that all day, every day. So I feel like me pleasuring myself was like okay, but like I needed that like human, intimate interaction with other people. And because I'm also Panamanian and Jamaican, and so in our culture we have like a lot of sexuality, a lot in terms of like dance and like our culture, the way we talk to each other, it's really like sexual. but at the same time, we're told like that's not the kind of woman you want to be because that's not going to attract the man to like marry someday. So it's really like confusing, conflicting messages that I all had to sort out. Do you have it? And kind of like difficulty with that?
I had a difficulty in the fact that every time I masturbated when I was a kid and still do today, I always felt ashamed. I always felt horny when I did it.
Yeah.
And then afterward, it's like, did I do something wrong? I feel nasty now.
Aww.
And now I still have that inclination, but now it's more like I don't want to clean up. That sucked. But yeah, so I had basically what you were feeling.
Do you think those like over time those negative feelings will go away, or do you think that will always like stay in the back of your mind?
I think it will always stay in the back of your mind because I'm very open sexually and I still have thoughts about am I wrong doing that even though I love talking about sex. So to me it seems to me I should be like, okay, I masturbated, yay, but I'm still like, I masturbated, oh no. So it's a weird disconnect.
In terms of like when you do have sex, do you ever have like positions or different like methods that like work better for you in your body?
I have noticed that with me and my girlfriend now, we have sex pretty regularly, and the only position that we have felt that satisfied our needs, although we try all positions, but the one that felt like felt great is she gets on top of me, controlling the penetration of her. Because we have tried like doggy style and missionary, and she always have to hold me like in her, or else I will easily pull out too far.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, it's just I don't have full control of my body, so she have to wrap her legs around me to make sure I don't get too crazy. And yeah, and like once just she on top of me works the best just because she can control what happens, and I did thrust up and down, but ultimately it's on her whether she pulled out or not.
Yeah.
So, how about you?
I feel like with my disability, because when I had my spine surgery, I have little like metal rods in my spine, so it keeps it straight. So I can't really like twist my back too much. So that makes me more like rigid and like stiff and like upright.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to like let's say for example, it's hard for me to like get on top of somebody and like ride because like I can't like I can move this part, but like try and move this part, but this part is doesn't really like happen seamlessly. Does that make sense? So like I have to learn like how to do different positions. Like I had different lots of pillows, lots of pillows work. But for the most part, my favorite position is actually like being on my back with like my legs like on top of him. But I was laughing about this with my girlfriend the other day because I realized for the longest time I never had sex in the bed until my most recent boyfriend because up until like a year ago I was always living with family and so I could never invite somebody over to my house because like I have my grandparents at my house, I have my mom at my house, I have my dog at my house. Like trying to bring somebody to have sex with somebody, that's like an impossible situation. So it's like I always have to find ways to have sex outside the house, where it's at a bar or oh, that sounds really raunchy, not said, but like a bar or like a stairway, which gave me a lot more sexual freedom because like I like experimenting and like being on like the edge or where I could get somebody could catch me, they can, but not at the same time. So I feel like now that actually I have my own place and I'm moving to my own apartment for the first time, now I have the more traditional sex in the bed versus trying to have it against a wall or something. And so I'm trying to find more ways to like spice it up on a bed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You can make the space yours.
Yeah, exactly. And I have no rules. I got sex as long as I want to. I got music blasting loud. It's totally amazing. Before that, I could not have any of that. So
freedom is amazing.
Freedom is amazing, especially when you're a person with disability.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
How do you have a opinion that it comes?
No, I haven't had. I just got on SSI and IHSS and house support systems for the first time. So I finally have funds to like hire like a personal attendant. But I'm like, I never know, like, I have like trust issues and like putting my faith on somebody else. So if I could get dressed by myself, even though it may take like an hour or 2 hours to get dressed by myself, I'd rather do it because I feel like I have trust issues. Like I remember one time my friend was supposed to help me get all sexy. I had this hot date and I wanted to get all sexy, wear like a corset and like knee-high socks, and like she never came.
Oh.
And so I had to like do it by myself, and it took so long. But I mean, it happened. So
Yeah.
I feel like being a person with disability, we're used to telling people how to like interact with us on a daily basis, and like, cause people are so like shy to like not do the right or wrong thing around us. So like I get tons of questions every day, like can I touch you here? Can I touch your chair here? So now I'm comfortable telling people like, this is how I want to be touched. This is how I want to be held. Like this is how you can help me. Like if I need help with my jacket, this is how you take my jacket off, or something like that. So I feel like I'm more expressive and more verbal of what I want somebody else to do, but at the same time, your girlfriend, your girlfriend, your girlfriend, is this the first person with disability that you dated?
I believe so, yes.
And how's it so far?
It's great. I'm very open about my sexuality, and she is open as well, so I feel like there wasn't much left to get work on her part. Like we like after every like sex, every time we have had sex, we talk about what we liked and what we didn't like.
It's the same.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like there was a disconnected because we were already very open people.
Do you think it would be weird to have a conversation before sex encounters, like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, so that it's more comfortable?
No,
or you think it's something that should be a conversation that should be had while having sex? Like, don't you like you could?
I think in general as a society we need to be way more open about sex. So
Yeah.
I think more you talk about something, yes, we have a disability, but I think even if you don't have a disability, you should have every right to be like, hey, this is what I don't like, this is what I do like. And just because we have a disability, we have more to say, but but I think it with everyone and sex in society, it's such a hush-hush subject that everybody needs to become comfortable with it, not only people with disabilities. Everyone needs to be.
Open about
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a huge help.
Yeah. Like, it's I did think sex is a hush-hush topic, which I'm more like the type of person being like, hey, why? It feels good, so why are we hush-hush about it? Something that feels good to us.
And like, it's so funny because people get like so surprised that I have sex. Like I get the question like, how do you have sex? And I'm like, how do you have sex? Don't you have sex on like a bed, or like, don't you like have sex like a person? Like, how do you have sex? Like, I have sex the same way. People think that just because we have disabilities, like, there's a whole like new and like new way that we have sex. And yeah, we have to like adapt and we have to like experiment, but it's the same process. It's the same exact process.
It was funny because when I was in college, my friend was telling me that he had 2 questions to ask me, and I was like, okay, what are these 2 questions? He's like, no, they're too bad, even for me. I'm like, okay, to tell me. He was like, are you a virgin? And can you do it? I'm like, yes, I'm a virgin, and yet I know I can do it. He was like, well, if the answer is yes to the first one, how do you know you can do it? And that day I went home
So crazy.
and looked up porn with people with disabilities and sent him the link. But then he gave me a lot of crap after that. But I did send him the link by saying like this.
I need to. I never looked that up. Porn with like people with disabilities. I need to look that up when I get home.
Yeah, it fascinating.
Cause I feel like they don't, now that I think about it, like when I go on porn sites, I don't even see like
There is a
categories.
popular porn out. I haven't seen it yet, but I have known a lot of people that have. But the person with the cane actually used the cane as a sex toy. And it actually
Okay, about
won a
that.
bunch of awards.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
So it says people need to be more more curious about sex, I think, and not treat it like a dirty thing.
Have you ever had an intimate encounter with somebody else who had disability?
No. I have only been with 2 people and both didn't have a disability.
Do you think that would be easier to have sex with a person who has a disability?
I don't think easier. I think the same, just because I think if I had a person with a disability, they would automatically know my body.
Yeah.
Like right now, me and my girlfriend are, this is probably TMI, but me and my girlfriend, we want her to fuck me. And, we have realized, because of my disability, all my muscles are tight, and my asshole is always tight when she tries to insert it, so therefore it hurts before she can get much inside. So we are trying to figure out how I can do that, how we can accomplish her fucking me without it being damaging. And we have thought about getting me high, we have thought about getting me drunk, we have thought about...
I was just gonna ask you that, because I feel like...
getting me high didn't work, sadly.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's my favorite.
So, we are definitely trying more, but she finally realized it's not only my asshole, it's my whole body that is tensed up. She just didn't really look at it from that angle before, but we were swimming recently together, and she was like, dude, just loosen up. And I was like, dude, you know I can't do it. And you already know my asshole is already tied, and you can't insert crap in. So
Exactly.
she was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
The only reason why I asked that is because people get so surprised that when they find a boyfriend, the first question they ask is he in a wheelchair also? And then when I say no, they get shocked. I'm like, what do you think? I'm always interested to think that, do people who are able-bodied think that our relationships will be easier if we date somebody else who had disability? I dated somebody with disability by chance. He had the same disability as both of us, CP as well. And he was from Mexico City, which it was both a pro and con being with him, because yes, we were both in wheelchairs, we're both sexually active, we both like to go to concerts and, have fun with our friends and stuff. But then I learned that our viewpoints of having disability was totally different. Like, for example, he was born in Mexico City, and so disability in Mexico is seen this toy different than like it's in here. Like people thought in his town like he was a demon because he was like a person with disability. So they took him to like church to like pray the disability out of him, all that kind of stuff. Some like real extreme like treatment. So that like gave him like this idea that people with disabilities need to be separate from people who are able-bodied. And he would get so upset when like we'd be out in public and we'll be having a conversation and the able-bodied guy would come up and try to have a conversation with me. He would think, no, it should be us. It should be us people with disabilities. It should be people who are able-bodied separated. And I feel like that's so like alarming because that's exactly how it is now. Like people with disabilities are so isolated from other people. I feel like that's why people don't really like see us as like people like sexualities and sexual appetites. It's because they don't see us in like day-to-day world. They'll see us on TV and magazines and stuff. I remember growing up, there was this real popular show called Degrassi. And there was this guy, it's funny because he's a rapper now, Drake. But he was on a show when he was like playing this basketball player who was this real popular guy. He gets shot, he gets put in a wheelchair, and totally his life changes. And so I'm thinking, watching the show, like, okay, they have a person with disability in the show, like, yay! And I remember one episode, he had this like hot girlfriend who was like, you know, the girl who was in a band drumming, and she wanted to have sex with him. And he told her that he couldn't have sex with her because he was in a wheelchair. I remember at the instant, I was 30 years old, and I picked up the remote and threw at the TV because I was so shocked that you're giving this platform to show that, yes, people can have sex with disabilities, and you're telling people that, no, we can't have sex because we're in wheelchairs. Like that just totally boggles my mind. So I feel like we need that more of like integration so that people see that, yeah, we're in wheelchairs, but we're fucking people too.
Yeah.
And we have the same wants and needs as everybody else. And we want to have sex. And we should have sex.
Yeah. Totally.
So it was just funny how people think that just because somebody's in a wheelchair, it means you guys are gonna be married off and roll to the sunset. I told that when we met, my mom was so happy. She's like, I'm gonna take you to Good Vibrations. I'm gonna take you to the sex shop. I'm gonna get you sex toys. I'm thinking, I had boyfriends before this guy. You never offered to take me to the sex store then, but now that I'm dating a guy in a wheelchair, you wanted to take me to the sex shop.
Yeah.
This interesting, but
yeah.
I want to change that.
Like my father actually told me that, like, he was very, like, he was very against me having any relationship with anyone but disabilities. Like when I met a girl with a disability that I was like, okay, she liked me but I don't like her.
Yeah.
And he was like, you should try and make it work. And then when I told him about me liking a girl without a disability, he was like, well, you need to think about that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what difference?
It's a make.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's really stupid.
And like I say, it may be easier, but relationships aren't easy all the time. So, and easy is boring.
And every relationship that I had that failed, I still I still respect that I had that relationship because it taught me lessons that I like learned by myself that I want to take with me in the next relationship. Like, this is what I like and this is what I don't like and this is what I want to, this is what I want in the next relationship. So I don't necessarily feel like just because me and him broke up, like it was a loss. Me and him broke up, so what?
Yeah.
You can meet new people, so
Yeah, definitely.
it was funny because, yeah, he was like, it should be us, people in wheelchairs, it should be them. I was like, yeah, that's how the world is now. that's why the world is fucked up now, so.
Yeah, it's funny though because my girlfriend had never been with anybody with a disability, so it's up to me, and we have only been in California, and in California or the Bay Area, like people act like treat us like we are adults. Most people, some people are still idiots.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty good,
But me and her went to New York recently. She almost bit off of people's heads because how ignorant they were and treated me like a baby. Would ask her what I would like to order, would ask her if I could get, like we were at the airport one day, coming home, and she was getting her clothes on, and I went to get a body checked by TSA because I like to do that. And the TSA agent was like, asked me who was I with. So I described my girlfriend to him, and he was like, Miss, and finally got her attention. And he was like, can he get dressed by himself? And she was like, later on she told me, dude, I almost cussed that dude out and be like, why don't you fucking ask him?
Yeah.
He's a fucking adult. I'm like, good thing you did not do that to a TSA agent, but thank you.
Yeah. TSA agents are the worst.
Yeah.
They are. I love to travel, but I just hate the whole process of traveling. They're the worst.
But my point was mainly that Bay Area, like people with disabilities get around on BART and public transportation with other people, so they see us around.
Mm-hmm.
We're out of places, they are like, can't go places on public transportation.
It's not accessible.
So therefore they are kept in the dark, so therefore why learn about things you don't see or you aren't gonna see?
I just feel like if like our society was like accessible, like we will be more like confident and more like empowered to be exactly who we are. Because the only reason why we're not out in society is because
we can't.
They're not accessible. Like that's why me and my family moved here from New York. Because just like you were saying, like even the subway is not accessible. Like they don't even have elevators at every subway stops. Not like here where you could just hop on BART.
And
go somewhere fast. Yeah, so it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's shocking because it's like my girlfriend had no idea people exist. Me and you knew, but if you're from that area and don't know any different, then everyone you knows. But when you go somewhere else, you'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
They really treat you all horrible.
Yeah, treat us like little babies.
Yep.
Yeah. If you had to give a piece of advice to younger self about embracing sexuality, what will it be?
Laugh.
Laugh?
And enjoy it. Don't think it. Don't overthink it. Be yourself. Because the first time I had sex, if I was worried about, how I almost fell for fucking the girl from behind, I would have been dead inside. Like, you didn't come back from that.
Right.
But since we did let ourselves laugh, like, I was cracking up when that happened, so, and now I have a funny story to tell about it, so, I could have been the opposite. I could have been like, oh shit, I'm not having sex ever again because this is embarrassing. So my piece of advice is be willing to laugh at yourself.
That is some good advice.
How about you?
Let's see, what would I tell myself? I think a big piece of advice I would tell myself is don't let people shame you into thinking that you're weird for having sexual feelings. Like, having sexuality is a journey. It's a long journey. It takes trial and errors to get to the confident sexual being that you are, but just know that it takes a lot of time, a lot of laughs, a lot of embarrassing moments to get to that perfect point. And once you get there, there's no coming back from it. So I just want people to realize that sex is not all, sprinkles and rainbows in the beginning, but it will get there.
Yeah, and you never stop growing. Your sexual being always have growth to it because there are so many things you can do sexually that nobody can do everything in a lifetime. So just have fun with it.
Just have fun, because life is way too serious.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Giovana.